Welcome to a new episode of Analog Diaries. In this video, we're going to answer the question how to use flash on a film camera. We are going to show you different techniques and different setups. So let's have some fun.
Today we are here at the No-Digital headquarters and I'm joined by Ewoud.
Yeah, that's me. I run No-Digital right now, and we're going to try to teach you something today.
Yeah.
About analog photography. So
what are we going to do?
we're going to have a little setup. I'll show you what kind of flash units you can use, what kind of accessories you need to connect them to your camera, to your old cameras, and then we're just going to shoot some pictures, and we'll see how they turn out when we get them developed and scanned. So yeah.
Let's have some fun.
Let's do it. Today we're going to use the Canon F-1, which is used to be a pro-level SLR camera used by mainly journalists and sport photographers back in the day. And you'll need a lens, which is really important as well. And I think we're going to go for the 50 today. So smack that on. We're going to need a flash, of course. So the flash that I always use is a really normal box standard, just a normal flash. One of the important things is that it has a PC cable, or a PC socket, which you can fit your cable in, because that's what we're going to use to set off the flash unit here. So what you use this for, you put this in the camera, you put the other piece in the flash, and then it should work like a normal flash unit. And what we need is the flash meter. So we're not going to estimate anything, we're going to measure everything. We're going to measure the light output our speed light has, and what we're going to register on camera.
What kind of film stock are we using today?
We are going to use a 100 speed black and white film, which is Fomapan. It's a very cheap, great alternative to any of your more expensive Ilford films. Woo! There we go.
So we were thinking of hiring a model when we came up with the idea of this video, but I think it's a nice challenge to see if you can make some beautiful photos of an ugly guy.
It's going to be a challenge, but we're gonna try. Yeah.
So what's going to happen now? You set up a flash.
That's right.
You connected it to the light meter.
That's absolutely right as well.
What's your process? What's happening?
So what I do is the flash is set to manual, so it's all me. I do everything. I decide how much power it's going to get. I know the sync speed on my camera, which is 1/9 of a second. For the people at home, if you don't know what that is, we're not going to go into that much technicality today, so please Google that. It's usually indicated by a little thunderbolt.
Yeah, sync speed means your shutter speed shouldn't go any faster than a certain...
Exactly, yeah.
Right?
Exactly, yeah, that's the thing. So, so I know that's going to happen, and then I can determine how much power comes out of the flash by either changing the flash or changing my aperture. Now I know what kind of effect I want, so I'm going to shoot my aperture at f4. So that means my flash has to be on a certain setting in order to get that right. So
yeah.
What I do is I put in my ISO, so I know it's 100, put in my ISO here, and then put my flash sync on the thing, and then I fire it. So I test it. So I know where Niels is going to be, so I'll just test it like that, and that's going to give me a reading of f4.
All right, so we're good.
We're good to go. Yeah.
So to recap real quick, you know your shutter speed?
That's right.
Which is
1/90th of a second.
90th of a second. Yeah. You also know the ISO,
yeah,
which is inside the film,
right.
100.
Yeah.
And then you have to adjust the aperture accordingly.
That's right. Easy.
Kind kan de was doen.
Kind kan de was doen.
As they say in the Netherlands.
That's right, yeah. There you go. You want to show those pony lights?
Yeah.
There we go. Turn your nose, buddy.
You chose Fomapan 100 black and white film today?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Why?
Well, it's a cheap film, and the reason I want to shoot a cheap film today is because we're not going to use this for anything really important. Like, it's fun for the video, and it's going to produce nice images that are going to be quality for the web. If you use anything more expensive, you could, if you wanted to, and it'll give you a different effect, but there's no need for it now. So I tend to use like Fomapan 100 or up to 400 in order to test things. And then if I go do my real photo shoot, I'll use the film stock that I really want to use, either color or black and white. But the foam pen is really good just to test things out. You know, you're not going to lose a load of money if you mess it up or something. So that's a good thing. Yeah.
All right, we're going to change lenses and we're going to change backdrop well, basically we're going to change the whole setting.
So what we're doing now is we're just going to put the flash on the camera, so it fires when you fire the camera. We're going to do it a little differently for the measurement of light, but it's gonna basically work the same way. So what I'm going to do, we have the cord in the light meter just now. We're going to do it non-cord now. So the settings are going to stay the same, so it's going to be a 90th of a second and ISO 100. But the difference is if I ask it to measure light now, it only measures light as soon as it sees a flash. So I'm going to ask you to hold it, then I'm going to manually do the flash, and then we're going to see what the settings are going to be. So the idea for the setup with the flash right on the camera is to get a nice little shadow going. So a really hard shadow and get you popping out of that. So the background should be totally white, you should be correctly lit, and then your shadow should be totally black.
Yep.
That's the idea.
All right.
So first we're going to do is going to measure light again. I want to shoot this at f11, so I have a lot of light coming out of here and everything's going to be in focus, especially with a 35mm, because the wider you go, the more depth of field you have. So yeah, let's do it. We have the light meter set to non-cord. Just press the button in a bit, hold up to your face, so sit back. That's where I want to have you. So press the big button. And now I'm going to manually fire the flash. So I'm going to be right about here. And let's see what it says. So it says f8, so we need a little bit more light coming out of there. So what I can do now is either open up my aperture to f8, but I want to shoot at f11, so I'm going to give it another stop of light.
All right.
Extra. Yeah.
And what is the setting of your flash right now?
My flash is set to quarter power, so I have to go up one stop. So I'll be at half power.
Half power.
Half power, yeah.
As they say in the Netherlands, meten is weten. A nice little backstory is that this is probably the last video we will be shooting in this office, because
that's right, yeah.
No-Digital is going to move.
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna move to a much larger area where
nice.
we can. We're gonna build a dark room as well. So it's gonna be a nice big dark room where you can print anything, black and white, color, everything up to 8x10, I think.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So we're going to do a couple of videos about that as well.
Yeah.
Teach you guys the process of actual darkroom work and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to teaching you. That's,
so bouncing light. Why would you bounce a flash?
So a flash is a really small light source, which means it's really hard. So it'll make really hard shadows on your face. And if you want a softer light, so more diffused, you're going to want to bounce it. So the wall, everything we bounce on the wall is going to increase the size of the light, which is going to make it softer, basically.
Do you measure it the same way?
Yeah, you do actually, yeah. So you just point the flash in the direction you want the light to go. So in this case, I want to point it to the left because it's going to bounce off of the wall to the left. And then I'm just going to measure how it's going to fall onto your face.
Let's try.
Let's go for it. 32 shots. 32, so we got 4 more.
4 more.
Yeah, we could try one more thing, but that's a little more advanced than we're doing now.
Okay.
So that's a combined light. So we've been using the flash, just the flash now.
Yeah.
And we've been not using any of the other lights. So the other lights, if we measured correctly, which I think we have on a few specs here and there, they're not going to be seen at all. What we could do is go outside and see whether we can use ambient light or incandescent light as well as the flash.
So what changes when you step outside?
So we have a massive light source, which is called the sun. You might have heard of it. And it's going to affect the way that we see light in the camera as well. So it's a lot of light outside. We can shoot without a flash because we have enough light. But we can use the flash to make images more interesting. So for example, if we want to give someone a little hair light just to make them stand out a little bit more, or you want the background to be a little bit darker than the person is itself, we can use the flash and we can light up the entire area. We can light up the person or give them that hair light. So it's basically the same thing, we're just going to measure a little bit differently. So we're going to measure ambient light and see what our correct exposure is going to be. And then we're going to also measure the flash and then see how much more power we want out of the flash than we want out of the ambient light that we have. Cool, so what we're going to do now is I've got a flash set up right there, as you might see. We're going to give Niels a little highlight in the hair. So we're going to measure the light from the front and then we're going to measure the light from the back and see whether we can create that. So it's going to be super exciting.
Super exciting.
I'm super excited, yeah.
Oh man, I'm so hyped.
I'm so hyped, yeah.
Did you subscribe yet?
Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm gonna get a smile. Awesome, there you go. So that's one shot. I'll take a little bit from the side so we can see a little bit more highlight on the side of his ear. There we go. Alright, 34. There we go, beautiful. Okay, 2 more shots. Do you want to take some or are you happy to be a model?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, go on.
take some.
1, 2. There we go. There we go. So we release that, and now we can click that open and wind her back. Woo. Listen to that sound. Oh.
There you have it.
There you have it. That's it. That's all there's to it. And now, time to take her out. And that's it. That's our experiment for today. So let's get that developed, scanned in, and see what kind of things we made. See if we didn't mess it all up.
Yeah, and of course you already have seen all the images, so you know whether or not we messed up completely or not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you are pretty confident, right?
I'm pretty confident that we have some that we have some images at least. Yeah. Depending on how we look, I don't know, but there will be images out there.
Yeah. All right, friends, that concludes this episode of Analog Diaries. Ewoud, thank you very much for all your knowledge and your help and your positive vibes.
Yeah, well, you're very welcome. I'm glad to have you and glad to answer any questions you have. And also for the audience, if they have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and send us an email to see if we can help you out with anything analog related.
Yeah, that's very cool. And I think this is the 4th episode in collaboration with No-Digital, which is very fun because we get to use all the nice gear we can think of. So if you have any suggestions of film stocks you would like to see being used or cameras you would like to see in the field, now you have a face, now you have a name. Ewoud is the man hooking me up.
There you go. That's
So that's very cool. Well, thank you very much, man. I really look forward to the images, seeing them in real life.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see them too. Well, we're gonna have images. I'm just not sure how we're gonna look on them. But
well,
I'm not ashamed of my face. So
it is what it is.
It is what it is. That's right. Yeah.
Do you have anything to say to the audience?
Yeah, like I said, if there's anything we can help you with, analog related, or if you want to know anything more about analog photography, just hit us up. Our email address is hello@nodigital.com and is listed in the thingy down below.
Yeah.
Look at that, becoming a YouTuber right
now. Hashtag influencer.
Yeah, that's right. Paying the bills, brother. So don't hesitate to hit us up. I really enjoy answering emails and not answering. I really enjoy finding stuff out about analog photography. So if you have any questions, let me know. I might know it. I might have to look it up for you, but glad to do everything.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one.
Ciao. Peace. Bye.
De rest kun je zien op onze OnlyFans.
Nice, love it. Yeah. You want to see some filtered real
camera in your
real
flash.
man loving
man
big
No-Digital all. Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.